What I have here are two copies that claim to be Splendor, but one of these is not what they say they are. I'm going to show you why it's important to point out the counterfeit and also why it's important to not buy these counterfeits. So immediately here, you're going to notice there's a color change. One appears to be much brighter. This is the real one. And this is the first printing, just to clarify, it has Space Cowboys logo. And this is a copy of a later printing, but you can see the dull colors. You can also see it from the side. One even looks more orange than gold, but you can also see the difference in the logo, but that's probably just because of the one they copied. It almost appears as though they do a scan of the files, and in some case it seems that way, but I'll show you a way where I believe they even have access to the files. So this is the background to the knockoff. You'll really note the font style here. And if you have an updated copy of Splendor, let me know what font you have here, because I'll show you my printing. The font style changes. The Marc-Andre and the Pascal are different types of fonts. Here, you can see them side by side here. And now that we're looking at the back, you can really see how washed out this knockoff copy is compared to the really bright inks we get from the other one. My copy is very old, so there's some box wear, but it still looks better than this knockoff one that was only purchased a few days ago. Another detail worth noting is the actual white in the fonts, how different these are. I believe this is just on a lower paper quality. And speaking of low quality, let's take a look on the inside. Now, when we look inside the real copy, mine's going to have the Cities of Splendor expansion in there. So we'll set that aside. And we reduced everything to small tokens, but that's really all we got to look at here are the tokens. I'm going to show you a few of these Splendor tokens here. You can see the quality. These are the ones that are included in the base game. Very good quality. You can even hear them. I had to pick them up off camera for that. Now these are some of the tournament style tokens that if you ever played in a Splendor tournament, they have these see-through tokens you can earn. I just wanted to compare that because now we're going to look at the knockoff ones. You can immediately see how glossy these are and how off-center they are. Yeah, you can play this game with these, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, the game is in the rules, right? But these are, I believe they feel like hollow coins. Here, let me play the sound for you now. They feel hollow. I'm not sure if they actually are, but they feel like they have some squeeze to them. In a way, the shininess is an interesting difference. If you have the latest printout, let me know how your shine compares to that. Now let's compare the rule books. Immediately, we still see the color difference around the blues. This one feels more like a photocopy. Same here. I don't know if it comes across on the camera, especially since the white has now been introduced, but let me cut over to the close-up to try to show you what I'm looking at when it comes to the quality difference. So this is the bottom part of the first page. This is from the real rulebook. And let me show you the knockoff one. This is the counterfeit. Again, it appears to be almost photocopied, even though at times I see the font differences, which is a thing you notice whenever they actually have access to the files and they don't bother to get the genuine fonts. Okay, so this is the counterfeit as well. You can kind of see the lack of sharpness in the fonts. And this is the genuine copy. Also wanted to show you these from the counterfeit. I don't really need to show you the genuine ones, but I assure you it's not almost cutting off or actually cutting off the points in the actual copy. So I can still show you the counterfeit insert, even though I can't compare it because I've since thrown that out in favor of the Cities of Splendor. But you can see how muddy the Splendor logo is. I'm actually surprised they even bothered putting anything there at all. But it's a really low quality insert, which some real games do have that too. But this one in particular is very bad. And now for the first time, I'm going to unbox, or I guess unbag these knockoff cards. If I can get them open. They don't even bother putting the strip in there. It's simply wrapped up. All right, I got some scissors to help. Okay, you can see the colors. Once again, not being a very flashy game. Very weak ink. The card quality, you can see it's cut off center. It is not a linen finished card, which I'm not sure if it is on the other one, but let me show you in the close-up how beat up these are. And I just took them out of the bag. So straight out of the bag, let me use the glare to show you these. It's already beat up tremendously. You can see all the scuffs already, just from being in the box. I haven't even played this game once and it's already getting out of shape. So for the many reasons you shouldn't ever buy a game that is counterfeit, one of them is the quality of the game you're getting. You're not getting a great quality game. You know, these companies have standards to live by, and they usually want to give you the best game that they can for the right price anyway. Another thing is the company that you're supporting. These designers that you're supporting, you're not supporting them by buying a counterfeit game. And you can see they got some of it right on the backs. Even that is correct. And then some greens, but it actually gets worse as you go on in the printing. Kind of a neat detail there. There's a lot of these websites that sell you these knockoff copies, such like Wish.com, Temu, and all these other ones. They're gonna have cheap board games, and that's because this is what you're getting, stuff like this. If you want the right copy, go to your friendly local game store or go to a reputable seller online, and you're gonna find better copies than this. But try to avoid eBay, try to avoid resale stores, which is where we got this one in particular. It was only $4. This one will probably see life in the hands of some school kids. My wife is a teacher. She picked it up, $4 once again, and just decided this will be for kids. But she didn't know this was a knockoff copy of Splendor until she showed me the box, and I could immediately see that this was not a genuine copy. If you've ever gotten a genuine copy, let me know your experiences with it. Do you still play with it? Did it get beat up really quick? Or did it exceed your expectations? Or maybe you don't even know that it's a knockoff copy. But anyway, I'm Jesse with iHeart Board Games. Until next time, the box is closed.